Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
Yes, you're very welcome along to United Park for this SSE Airtricity League First Division game between Drogheda United, the hosts, and the visitors tonight, Cabinteely. Of course, both sides suffered defeats on Friday night. Drogheda here to Cove Ramblers. Lions saw saved, and then Cove rather getting that winner in the second half. And Cabinteely, for their part, well, they were down in Bray and suffered a 3-0 defeat at the Carlisle ground. So both sides tonight looking to bounce back. And for Drogheda, Cabinteely, I suppose, already at the top of the table, just joint top at least on goal difference ahead of Longford Town. But Drogheda United in third place, they are 2 points behind Cabinteely and Longford, and they could go top tonight depending on how other results go. There's 3 other matches taking place tonight. Bray taking on Athlone, UCD taking on Galway, and Shamrock Rovers 2 taking on Cove. So Bray or UCD could also go top depending on results tonight. So we're a long way off that yet, but both sides just out on the pitch getting their last minute instructions from their respective captains. But as I said, Drogheda could go top tonight with a win depending on how other results go. Cabinteely currently top on 19 points from their 9 games. Longford in second, 10 games played, so they have an extra game played on 19 points, and then Drogheda, UCD and Bray all on 17 points in third, fourth and fifth respectively. The teams tonight, well, Drogheda United have named an unchanged side, which is something of a rarity really for Tim Clancy. So it's David Odumosu in goals, back four of James Brown, Conor Kane, Derek Prendergast and Hugh Douglas. It's Richie O'Farrell, Jake Hyland and Mark Hughes in midfield, and then a front three of Chris Lyons, Mark Doyle and Brandon Birmingham rather. So I suppose we'll keep an eye on how that formation moves around. It's generally a 4-3-3 for Drogheda, but they do tend to change it up a little bit at different stages of different matches. But for Cabinteely, well, they have made 4 changes from the team that went down to Bray. As I said, at the weekend on Friday evening they lost that game 3-0, as I said, and they've made 4 changes. It's Zach O'Neill, Luke Clucas, Kieran Marty Waters and Vilius Labutis come in for Conor Keeley, Shane Barnes. Both of those players are on the bench incidentally, and then Alex Aspel and Jack Connolly, both of whom played on Friday night, aren't in the squad at all. So it's Corey Chambers in goals, Daniel Blackburn, Jonathan Carlin, Keith Dahl for Cabinteely, managed of course, or director of football at least, is his official title, by Pat Devlin. He was the Drogheda manager in 1992-93, so he has ties to this club, and he'll be looking to take all 3 points off his former employers here tonight. A very dull evening, no rain just at the moment at least at United Park, but it's certainly not the brightest of evenings. Floodlights already on, as you would expect this time of the year, and a very grey sky overhead as well. So Drogheda United, as I said, and Cabinteely both looking to bounce back. Players take a knee. The referee tonight incidentally is Neil Doyle. His assistants are Wayne MacDonald and Shane O'Brien, and the fourth official is the namesake of one of the players out in the field, Mark Doyle. So just about to get underway here. Very important game. It's this truncated season. This is the start of the second half of the season really, and we've got 9 games gone and we've got 9 to go, so it's all hands on deck from here on out, and the whistle is gone. We're underway here, and straight away it's Cabinteely on the attack, and they look to be playing a 3 at the back, but as I say, we'll keep an eye on the formations as the game progresses. It's Richie O'Farrell in midfield. He's been dispossessed, and it's Owen Massey who gets it back. Vilius Labutis has it now, back with Massey again, plays it out to his right to Daniel Blackburn. He knocks it forward, but it's gone out of play, and it's a throw in over on that far side of the field, halfway inside the Drogheda half, and it will be Conor Kane to take it. Conor Kane and Mark Doyle incidentally both making their 100th appearance for Drogheda this evening, which is quite a milestone for players so young, both only 21. They both turned 22 in November, so 100 appearances under their belts already for both of those players. So congratulations to both of those lads, and hopefully this evening ends in a positive result from their point of view. Meanwhile, Chris Lyons chasing gamely, as he always does, down that left-hand flank, but it's been knocked out of play for a throw-in, and it's going to be Daniel Blackburn to take it. And these sides met most recently in the promotion relegation playoff, or in the promotion playoff at least, last year, and the first leg ended 1-1. Second leg, spectacular 5-1 win for Drogheda. So goals aplenty in this fixture in recent years. The last 5 games between the sides have produced 18 goals, so it's either a feast or a famine. There's been a 0-0 in there, and there's a 5-0 and a 4-1, so you just don't know how it's going to go tonight. Chris Lyons again trying to get some joy over on that far side of the field, but he ends up on his backside, and the referee is given a free out. Good strong challenge there by Christian Latifa, playing at the back tonight, and it's a throw in fact, over on the far side of the field, and it's knocked headed into the centre of the pitch. Conor Kane, or rather James Brown, comes across the second ball on the pitch. I think the referee might have to stop the game here. He does indeed. Second ball appeared from behind the goal, and he's stopped the game, and he's going to resume with Cabinteely in possession. Corey Chambers comes out to take it. No place in the starting lineup tonight for Cabinteely's top scorer, Shane Barnes. He has 5 goals to his name this season so far. And then there's 4 players on 2 goals each: Kieran Marty Waters, Keith Dillon, Villius Labutis and Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight incidentally serving the last of his 3-game suspension tonight, so he's not involved. And it's headed back to the goalkeeper by Daniel Blackburn. So it's a back 3, it seems, at the moment at least, for Cabinteely, of Blackburn, Latifa, James Brown, and it's come back to Paul Fox, the captain tonight, working his way through the middle, and again he finds a man. It's Labutis in space on the edge of the box. He's got a free kick. He's been an early thorn in the side for Drogheda United. Had that chance a few moments ago, and now winning a free kick on the edge of the box. And again, he was in a lot of space on the edge of the opposition's box. That's not ideal from a Drogheda perspective, and I'm sure Tim Clancy and Kevin Doherty would be a little bit worried, all of them sitting down at this point in time. It's unusual to see Tim Clancy sitting on the bench. He usually tends to be an animated presence on the sideline, but at this stage he is still seated. And it's going to be a free kick, and it's Luke Lucas who looks like he's going to hit it. He's also got Paul Fox there, so Paul Fox is the left-footed option, and he has a go, and he sticks it into the corner. What a goal that is! 1-0 to Cabinteely. He came up with that left foot of his, Paul Fox, and bent it around the wall into David Adamos's right-hand corner. No chance for the goalkeeper. And with 7 minutes gone, it's Cabinteely who lead, and really it's been a very sluggish start from Drogheda. They've given up a couple of half chances, and then that free kick on the edge of the box, which again, as I said, came from an attacking player being in a lot of space and being brought down. So really the worst possible start for Drogheda United here. And when you consider the chance Labutis missed a few moments ago, maybe they're lucky not to be too behind, but it's 1-0, and that's really a really bad start for the home side. Going to have to look to get back into it. I'm slightly surprised they've named an unchanged side. I spoke to Kevin Doherty after Friday night's game, and he did suggest that they'd have to freshen things up a little bit given the proximity of the two matches. But they've gone with the same 11, maybe giving players the opportunity to make amends and redeem themselves after what was a fairly lacklustre performance on Friday. They haven't started tonight any better, really. And 1-0 down with less than 10 minutes gone. Here's Brandon Birmingham down the right-hand flank, trying to create something for Drogheda. He's forced backwards and he's given it away, and there's a bad slack pass there from number 16 Vilius Labutis, who's been a lively presence in fairness to him at the beginning of this game, and he just couldn't put Paul Fox away. And it's going to be a throw in to Drogheda United, knocked forward, and it's headed clear there by Daniel Blackburn. Mark Hughes, his usual combative south of midfield, winning it back, flicks it forward to Mark Doyle. Richie O'Farrell, Chris Lyons, his touch, well, he's played it in to Conor Kane. He's gotten it into the box. Chris Lyons just couldn't grow enough to get onto that one. It's come back to Brandon Birmingham. Just worked back towards the edge of the box, looking to take on his man and get around him, and he's gotten a free kick given against him, which seems a little bit harsh, but it was a strong, sticky bit of defending there from Daniel Blackburn, or rather from Jonathan Carlin, the left-sided defender. And Brandon Birmingham just couldn't shake him off. I'm not sure I saw a foul. Thought it was 50-50 stuff there from both players, but the linesman was very close to it and he put up his flag. So Cabinteely get a chance to clear their lines. So with just under 10 minutes gone, 1-0 to Cabinteely. So they've ended that barren spell from a goal scoring perspective. Hadn't scored in their last 2 league matches. They've righted that wrong tonight with that goal, and a fantastic strike it was. Knocked long into the box there from Jonathan Carlin, and it's Conor Kane who's looking for a bit of help from his goalkeeper, but in the end he decides to just put his boot through it, and Mark Doyle flicks it on over on that far touchline up to Cabinteely player Vilius Labutis, comes in and takes it back, but Mark Hughes was caught late there, but he's put Chris Lyons away. Doesn't have any support lines at the moment. Brandon Birmingham's coming from, he's got Christian Latifa for company, and he just can't shake him off. Great defending by Latifa. He's not committing himself, he's not sticking a leg out, but a great ball to the back post from Lyons. It's dropped back to Brandon Birmingham. Is Jake Hyland offside? No, I don't think he is. It's 1-1. Would you believe it? Straight away. Great bit of play from Chris Lyons there, and Hyland tapped it in from about 3 yards out, but it was a great ball across from Chris Lyons. Brandon Birmingham did ever so well to get his head on it, knocked it back across the goal, and Jake Hyland knocked it in. So with 10 minutes gone, it's 1-1. I did say before the game that there's been a lot of goals in fixtures between these two sides, and this one has started off in that vein again. 20 goals now in the last 6 games between these sides, or 5 and a bit games. We've only had 10 minutes of this game here at United Park. 1-1. So Drogheda United bouncing straight back, and that's really important for them because, as was the case on, not so much on Friday, they conceded a little bit later on in that game, but the frustration level just grew as they tried to get back into it and couldn't quite find a way through, but they've gotten the equaliser very quickly tonight. And the linesman has given throw in to Cabinteely. Looked like it came off a Cabinteely player, that clearance from James Brown, but the linesman disagrees. And we will try and keep you up to date with the other games going on this evening in the League of Ireland, as the games involving UCD and Bray in particular will have a bearing on the top of the table. That's a ball across straight away there from Zach O'Neill. Sharp bit of play from him, and David Odumosu was down on it smartly, making a save. So we would like to welcome all of our listeners and viewers along tonight, whether you're Drogheda or Cabinteely supporters. Promises to be a very interesting game. 1-1 with just over 10 minutes gone. You're listening to LMFM.ie on the LMFM website and the LMFM app, and also Drogheda United's YouTube channel, of course, as well, bringing you this game. David Sheehan on commentary with you this evening, and great to be here for yet another big game here at United Park. Still being played behind closed doors, sadly. Hopefully that will change in the coming weeks and months, but for the time being it's great to be able to bring you these pictures and this audio. Now here come Cabinteely looking to break away, but it's a great strong challenge there from Conor Kane, or Derek Prendergast in fact. He picks himself up a little bit gingerly, but he's okay, the big centre back. Here is Kane now in an attacking position. Little 1-2 on the edge of the box with Brandon Birmingham. That's a very good bit of defending there. Birmingham almost put Conor Kane in, and it was a good bit of defending from Owen Massey. Just managed to get back and get his foot to it. And if Kane had been able to get away from the defender, then he would have had his pick of cutbacks. That was an area where Drogheda let themselves down a little bit on Friday night. They did get into good positions down the right in particular, but weren't able to find the killer pass. Short corner was taken by Jake Hyland to Conor Kane. His pass went straight to a white shirt, and it's been knocked long. James Brown points to his keeper, knocks it back to David Odumosu, and it's the goalkeeper then who has a quick look around, knocks it long, and it's back with James Brown again. He has a look up, looks for a bit of support. He's looking for Chris Lyons to come short from him. Lyons, in fairness, is usually a very willing runner as we approach the quarter-hour mark here at United Park. 1-1 if you've just joined us. A very good strike from Paul Fox from a free kick after just 7 minutes, and Jake Hyland equalised a few moments later following good work from Chris Lyons. So a very lively start here to this game, and it's Brandon Birmingham again working so hard down that right hand side, trying to get the better of Zach O'Neill, but again the free kick's gone against him, Brandon Birmingham, and he's very frustrated. He's asking the linesman, what do you want me to do? But in fairness to him, he was just crowded out a little bit there, and he's quite a slight player as well, Brandon Birmingham, full of tricks and full of skill, but probably just does tend to get muscled out a little bit by these bigger, stronger defenders at times. But he's got so much ability, Birmingham, as we saw from that goal he got against Shamrock Rovers 2 up in Tala about a month ago, the first game back after the lockdown, and he really caught it on the money. So he's got plenty of ability in his locker, and he started this game in lively fashion down this right hand side. Throw in to Cabinteely over on the far side of the field. 15 minutes gone, 1-1. Drogheda United falling behind to that Zach O'Neill, or to that Paul Fox free kick, and Jake Hyland equalising on 10 minutes. So plenty of talking points early on in this game. Here come Cabinteely again, looking to retake the lead. James Brown charging forward, intercepts on the edge of the box, cuts across his man, tries to draw the free kick, very cleverly done there. He knew he couldn't be touched. Paul Fox was a man making the tackle, and he slipped Chris Lyons in. He gets his cut back towards James Brown, but it was well cut out by Labutis, and he's knocked it long, and it's gone to Derek Prendergast. He heads it back, and Keith Dalton had it momentarily. He was dispossessed by Mark Doyle. The man, as I said, making his 100th appearance, plays a beautiful ball through to Brandon Birmingham. Now, who's he having the box? Chris Lyons is in there. He knocks it over his head. Nobody coming in. Richie O'Farrell was available for the pull back on the edge of the box, but Brandon Birmingham just didn't see him, and he knocked it over everybody. And it's Conor Kane who knocks the ball forward, but it was intercepted and all the way back to David Odumosu from Hugh Douglas. His kick out, and his kick has gone up in the air, and it's just about kept in play. And it's gone out for another throw in to Drogheda United. So after a lively start, things have gone a little scrappy in the last 5 minutes or so. But I think Tim Clancy will be more than happy, given the poor start his side made, to be back on level terms. And they just look to settle down into the game a little bit now and get a little bit of a foothold. As I said, the same starting 11 that started against Cove on Friday, so there's bound to be a little bit of fatigue, you'd imagine, in the players, but the management obviously feel they're up to the task to go out again tonight and give a performance. Free kick over on the far side of the field now to Cabinteely. I can tell you in the Premier Division, Sligo Rovers have taken the lead against Finn Harps. Northwest derby there. Free kick to be taken by the goal scorer Fox with that left foot of his. He's already used it once to good effect. He won't be having a shot this time, but he'll whip it in. Well, the referee was having a look at it. Jonathan Carlin hit the deck and was appealing for a jersey pull on his sleeve. He wasn't happy about it. He had a quick word with the referee, but he didn't get any joy. And it's David Odumosu now who almost conceded a goal of comic variety on Friday when his kick out was blocked out of his hands. It was blocked down, went into the net, but the referee disallowed it. Hopefully he won't have any, well, just as I say it, he mishits his clearance and it's gone straight to Vilius Labutis. Real tidy little operator in midfield. Labutis had that early chance and almost found the top corner with it, but this time it's come back to Odumosu again. So I did just say he almost had egg in his face on Friday. Well, he almost did again there with that mishit clearance, albeit not quite as dangerous as the situation on Friday. And here he is again, Odumosu, ball in hand, drives it long this time in the direction of Chris Lyons. Christian Latifa gets his boot to it, and it's gone out for a throw in over on the far side to Drogheda. The wind getting up here a little bit. Having quite a calm evening, but we can see the supporters' flags over on the far side of the field. No supporters in, of course, but some of the banners have been erected over on the far side of the field, and where the away fans would normally be, incidentally, and just starting to blow a little bit. So the breeze is getting up here at United Park, and the temperature has certainly taken a few degrees of a downturn in the last couple of weeks. You can definitely feel the autumn change happening. Now here come Cabinteely again. 1-1 here with just about 20 minutes gone at United Park. Another throw in over on that far side of the field. Conor Kane is going to be tired. All the chasing up and down he's had to do for throw in so far in this first half. It's gone, as I say, it's gone quite scrappy after quite a lively opening. The last 10 minutes have gone a little bit dour and dead. A lot of throw-ins, a lot of free kicks, and another one there. Foul on Jake Hyland. Drogheda captain. And it's going to be a free kick which Derek Prendergast is coming up to take. About 20 yards inside his own half. Prendergast has a look and knocks a long driven ball there. Brandon Birmingham trying to get on the end of it, but he was held off it by Jonathan Carlin. Again, just that physical presence easing Brandon Birmingham out of the way. James Brown's header goes straight to Vilius Labutis, and Hughie Douglas has to step in and head it back into the centre circle. And again, Cabinteely went it back to Labutis again. Paul Fox had it for a second, it was taken off, and when it's come to Jake Hyland, a lovely ball in the direction of Mark Doyle, and Doyle applauds the effort. It was well cut out by Daniel Blackburn. He was stretching for that one a bit, but he got his head to it, and it's a throw in over on the far side of the field to Drogheda United. Halfway inside or thereabouts, the Cabinteely half. Chris Lyons has it, gets it away from his man, was going to have a shot, stands it up a bit, and it was a good bit of defending again from Christian Latifa. He's proving a sticky customer for Chris Lyons to shake off. We have seen Lyons do that little spin off from throw-ins on the edge of the box, just let the ball go across his body and turn and hit it. He was attempting something similar there, but he just wasn't able to get the room. And it's back up the other end of the field now. It's bounced over the head of Jake Hyland and it's come back to Owen Massey. And well, it looked like a little nudge on Conor Kane, but the referee says play on, and it's Keith Dalton who was trying to get away there. He's got 2 league goals to his name so far this season. Keith Dalton, as I said, top scorer is Shane Barnes with 5 goals. He's on the bench tonight. And 4 changes Pat Devlin, the director of football, has made from the team that were defeated by Bray Wanderers. Drogheda United, as I said, unchanged from that 1-0 loss to Cove Ramblers. And I can tell you that it's Bray Wanderers 0, Athlone Town 1. So that would be a big upset if it was to stay like that. Athlone rooted to the bottom of the table. Bray Wanderers potentially could go top tonight if they were to win that game and the results went for them. The same can be said for Drogheda and UCD. Cabinteely, of course, are top as things stand at the moment. Ball back with David Odumosu. Looking for his options again. He's knocked it long again this time, and this one's gone right up into the air, and again it's a difficult one for Chrissy Lyons, but he scraps for it well, and it's broken back to Mark Doyle now down that left hand flank, and well, Pat Devlin's waving his arms for a throw in. It's gone against his side, it's gone to Drogheda, and it'll be Conor Kane again. Gives it to Chris Lyons, the edge of the box, bounced up in front of the Lions, and it looked like maybe a push in the back there from Latifa, but referee says no. And again, the Drogheda bench surprisingly calm over there, all sitting down still. Sean Brennan, of course, recently joining the backroom team, having retired. And certainly on Friday, I was joking with him when he came out of the dressing room that maybe he might come out of retirement because there was a lack of creativity and guile at certain points in that game against Cove, and someone like Brennan is maybe the man you could do it, but of course that's not going to happen. He's hung up the boots, now part of the backroom team. He was putting the players through their paces before the game, him and Kevin Doherty. Now here's Brandon Birmingham, lays it back to Mark Hughes, slips it up to James Brown, well forward from his right back position. Richie O'Farrell slips a lovely ball in to Chris Lyons. Is that another penalty? No. Well, again, it looked like at best a clumsy challenge from Latifa. He stuck his leg in from pretty much behind Chris Lyons, and Lyons hit the deck. This time he's got a second chance. The ball comes across, and it was Brandon Birmingham. Is that in the net? I think it is. It's Mark Doyle. Would you believe it? Well, that's an incredible series of events. It was an attempted clearance. Brandon Birmingham's effort, which he really should have scored from, hit it completely, came back, was cleared by one of the Cabinteely defenders, hit the oncoming Mark Doyle and looped into the net. And it's 2-1 to Drogheda United with 25 minutes gone. And the man making his 100th appearance, Mark Doyle, him and Conor Kane, as I said a little bit earlier on, gets his 5th goal of the season. And well, that's quite an unusual goal to say the least, but Drogheda United won't care how they come. They had a shout for a penalty which wasn't given, and then about 30 seconds later the ball was in the net, so that was soon forgotten, and they find themselves 2-1 up, having been 1-0 down. So the goals continue to flow in this fixture. 2-1 to Drogheda United. Went behind to that goal from Paul Fox, and a cracking free kick it was from Paul Fox. And then that was on 7 minutes. Jake Hyland equalised on 10 minutes, and Mark Doyle, bang on the 25th minute, makes it 2-1 to the home side. And it was one of those goals that you're almost expecting to see a flag or something go up. It was so bizarre, and the Cabinteely defenders were just looking around, wondering what had happened. Very unfortunate. And when things aren't going for you, they really aren't. So 2-1 to Drogheda, and here they come again. They have the bit between their teeth now. They're certainly playing with a lot more confidence and a lot more swagger, Drogheda. Just looking to stretch that advantage a bit more. But there's a long way to go in this game, and the early chances that Cabinteely created in this game, the space that they found in that Drogheda defence, you wouldn't bet against them getting another goal or two of their own. 2-1 here with 25, nearly 26 minutes gone now. David Odamosu drives the ball along. He's got a really pure strike of the ball. Odamosu tends to get quite a low trajectory on it. That one ran all the way through though to Corey Chambers. And he knocks a long diagonal ball. And it was Luke Lucas who was trying to take it down, and strong challenge again from Jonathan Carlin. Brandon Birmingham's having a tough old time of it this evening. He's certainly not getting anything easy, but he'll keep going, you can be sure of that. Shot comes in from Zach O'Neill. Speculative is how you could best describe that effort, and it's gone well wide of David Odamosu's goal. And well, we did say there have been a lot of goals in this fixture in recent years, and it's certainly continuing that way tonight. Drogheda captain Jake Hyland rousing his players in midfield there, telling them to keep it going. Let's get another one. Let's try and keep on pushing on and making the best of our advantage at the moment, because we have seen Drogheda in the past getting a lead and then maybe just trying to hold on to it a little bit and getting caught. But this is a real chance to make up for that defeat against Cove on Friday. And as I said, depending on how other results go tonight, Drogheda could be top of the table by the time we get to 9:30, 9:45 or thereabouts. Here's the goal scorer, Mark Doyle. Nutmeg over on the far side of the field, and well, Daniel Blackburn came flying in there after the whistle had gone. Free kick to Drogheda. And it's going to be Conor Kane to take it. With that left boot of his, Chris Lyons makes a little run down the flank, and it's beautifully taken down there from Christian Latifa, and then he puts his boot through it straight up, and Zach O'Neill gets it, and it's broken away from, but he's he won it back, but it's a throw into Drogheda. Came off the Cabinteely man last, and again it will be Conor Kane to take it. Richie O'Farrell comes short for him. Jake Hyland makes a run forward, and it's come into Chris Lyons, finds a little bit of space, knocks it back to Richie O'Farrell, who had to scramble back for a little, but he finds James Brown. Brandon Birmingham once again, he's got Jonathan Carlin for company. He hasn't gotten much change out of Carlin tonight so far, but this time he gets his cross in, and a great cross it is too. It was just over the head of Chris Lyons, comes back on the edge of the box to Jake Hyland. Struggled to control it, but gets it back to Mark Hughes, and he plays a little sideways pass to Conor Kane. He tries to take on his man. It's Keith Dalton who's got for company there. Kane, and he plays it back to Mark Doyle, gets inside the box, lovely bit of footwork from Doyle, gets by 2 or 3 men, cuts it back. Oh, maybe he would have been better off having a shot himself there. Unselfish play from Doyle. He tried to cut it back to Chris Lyons, but just didn't get enough power on it, and it was intercepted. Chris Lyons has his hands on his head still, because he knows how close that was. That was a beautiful run from Doyle, slalomed his way past 2 or 3 defenders, and all of them very careful not to put a boot in, because it would have been a penalty, but he managed to get himself away from a couple of tackles and just couldn't quite find Chrissy Lyons. But it was a really, really great bit of play. And here's Jake Hyland with another nice bit of play, knocking it by his man, getting the cross in. And again, Corey Chambers comes for it. It's come back to Richie O'Farrell. And Chris Lyons was offside, in fact. O'Farrell got it by the keeper, but Lyons and the defender were on the goal line, and the flag went up straight away. If O'Farrell had managed to put it in the opposite corner where there was nobody impeding the progress of the ball, it'd be interesting to see if the linesman would have put his flag up down. I suspect he wouldn't, because the players weren't really interfering with play. As it stands, it's a free kick to Cabinteely. Corey Chambers knocks it long. Derek Prendergast wins the header well. It's come back to Jonathan Carlin again. He knocks it left-footed over towards Keith Dalton. Got Conor Kane beside him. Those two are having a right old battle, and Conor Kane just giving away a soft enough free kick there. He put his hands on Keith Dalton's arm, and the Cabinteely man hit the deck pretty much straight away, and it's a soft enough free kick, but really there was no need for Conor Kane to put his hands on the Cabinteely player at all there. He had him where he wanted him. He was just shepherding him away from goal, and once you put your hands on a player like that, you're giving the referee the option of giving the free kick, and that's what's happened. So it's going to be again that left foot of Paul Fox. We've seen what he can do. He's a good striker of the ball, and it's whipped in around the penalty spot, and it's David Odamosu who comes out for it, gets his fist to it, and it's Labudas wins it back against James Brown and gets away from the draw to full back, but he's helped out by Jake Hyland. He's appealing to referee Brown for a free kick, but the ref is like not having any of it. And those sort of free kicks that are whipped in with that left boot of Paul Fox, especially on an evening like this where there's a bit of a wind, it's not really what you want to be doing because it can cause all sorts of panic in the defence. The wind does appear to be blowing in towards that Drogheda goal at the moment. Throw in taken from Carlin. It's come back, and a spectacular attempt at an overhead kick there from Kieran Marty Waters. And Derek Prendergast was asking the referee for a free kick. It could have been construed as dangerous play. In fairness to Kieran Marty Waters, he didn't go through with the kick. He got himself up in the air and then realised he wasn't going to get to it, so he didn't put his boot through anything. But it's going to be a free kick, or a goal kick rather, to David Odumosu. So with just over half an hour gone, it's Drogheda United leading by 2-1 against Cabinteely. And as things stand, with Bray losing against Athlone Town, Drogheda would go top if things were to stay as they are, but of course quite a long way to go in all of these games this evening. The other game of note from a top of the table point of view is UCD's game against Galway. That's currently 0-0. And Shamrock Rovers against Cove, Shamrock Rovers 2 I should say against Cove, also goalless. So Cove have had 2 long spins up to the eastern part of the country in the last few days, up here on Friday and up in Tala tonight, and I doubt they were staying over for the weekend, so a long old trip for them. We talked about Drogheda picking the same 11 2 games in a row, but they haven't had to travel too far, so Cove I'm sure have made a few changes tonight because they were quite impressive here on Friday evening. But in any case, here come Cabinteely. It's a goal scorer, Paul Fox, down that left hand side, cuts it back to the edge of the box, and it's Hughie Douglas. Again, it appeals for a penalty there. Douglas went in for the ball with his head, and it was a 50-50 challenge. I didn't think there was any foul in it, but Cabinteely players were shouting for it. And one of the benefits of having no spectators at the game is you can hear everything the players say, and that was a foul was the gist of the conversation there in the referee's direction. Maybe not quite as pleasant as that, but they weren't happy with that decision. Now James Brown wins the throw in over on this near side of the field, and Derek Prendergast telling everybody to stay away from the thrower. Richie O'Farrell comes short, leaves it. Well, that was a bit of a hospital pass for James Brown because he left it short. Brown had to go for it, but it was one of those balls where you're not really thanking your teammate too much for laying it on because he left him with a little bit to do. James Brown again goes back to O'Farrell, not put off at all by that under-hit pass from O'Farrell, but this time around it's, well, ping-ponged around a little bit there, and it's come over to the far side of the field towards Keith Dalton, but himself and Mark Doyle both beaten by the ball. It's gone out for a throw in to Drogheda United. Conor Kane takes it. Chris Lyons, one-time layoff, as is his trademark of Lyons at this stage. He always looks to try and lay the ball off and spin away, and well, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there. Free kick is given, and it was taken quickly there, and the referee's brought it back. It wasn't taken from the exact spot, I guess you could say, but Chris Lyons was in, and the referee says no, back you come, much to the relief of the Cabinteely defenders. But in fairness to them, I think the free kick was taken from a more advanced position than the foul took place, so the referee just resetting a little bit. Here's the Cabinteely wall back, and it's Jake Hyland with the free kick, whips it in around the penalty spot again. It's cleared this time. Richie O'Farrell goes for it, and it's broken clear, and it's Kieran Marty Waters who has it, and his attempted pass through was intercepted, and Hughie Douglas finds himself in an unfamiliar position in midfield, tries to hook it on. Christian Latifa had a bit of time but decided to put it straight back, and it went up into the air. Chris Lyons again, a little touch to Jake Hyland. Brandon Birmingham again, got a bit of work to do, but he's going to get there. Jonathan Carlin for company again, cuts it back, and Chris Lyons just couldn't get across. Great defending again there from Christian Latifa. Really good defending from him. And he's been one of the mainstays of that defence tonight from Cabinteely's point of view. And it's going to be a throw in. James Brown will take it. Again, Richie O'Farrell comes short for him. This time he goes to Jake Hyland, gets it back. Kane knocks it into Chris Lyons. inside the box. A little bit of a nudge from Latifa. He'd want to be careful. He tends to get a little bit close to his man inside the box at times. He was perhaps fortunate to not have a penalty award against him earlier, and again there he was just a little bit too tight for comfort at times. But there's a great chance, great ball through the middle there, and it's come to the goal scorer from the first goal of the game. It was Paul Fox again getting in behind, and again a really quick break from Cabinteely. Worrying stuff once again from Drogheda United. It just got caught out there, and Fox had a great chance, just couldn't dig it out, and Drogheda once again survive, and that's beaten everybody. That ball in from Labutis, and it's gone out for a goal kick to Drogheda United. So just a little bit of a warning. If Drogheda United were getting ahead of themselves, thinking that they were well in command here, well, it certainly would keep them on their toes. So 36 minutes gone into the last 10 minutes of this first half, and it's 2-1 to Drogheda United. If you just tuned in, they went behind to a beautiful free kick from Paul Fox, left-footed into the left-hand corner from his perspective, the right-hand corner from David Odamosu's view. But then Jake Hyland equalised just 3 minutes later on 10 minutes, and Mark Doyle in a rather bizarre goal. I can't imagine he scored too many more unusual ones in his time. Doyle, he was charging down a clearance to hit him and spun over the goalkeeper and went into the net. So 2-1 to Drogheda United. Bray Wanderers, I can tell you, have equalised against Athlone Town. Here comes Mark Doyle, knocks it past his man, and again Christian Latifa is coming over, and it's safely into the hands of Corey Chambers. Paul Fox now, the captain, right-footed this time. He scored with the left. He's knocked that one through with his right, but it was intercepted by Conor Kane, and now Drogheda come away again. Mark Doyle hugging that left-hand touchline. Chris Lyons knocks it through to Conor Kane, and it's a great run from Kane. Does he get the free kick? Well, it's a corner, in fact. Nice little bit of interplay from Drogheda, and we didn't really see that kind of movement and interlinking play between the front players on Friday. Not as much, certainly. We saw a lot of good play down the right hand side in the first half, but much more promising tonight and much more dynamic and lively stuff from them. So maybe, as I said, the management decided to give them a chance to make amends for that performance on Friday night, which was just a little bit below par, and they certainly upped their game tonight. Corner from Jake Hyland. Hugh Douglas has his jersey almost pulled off, and referee says play on. A chance comes to Brandon Birmingham. It's deflected and kicked clear, and it's come all the way back to David Odamosu. Drogheda just trying to fall back into position, knocked along towards Brandon Birmingham. Well, it's a little bit too much for him to do, and it's come all the way through to Chambers once again. He looked towards Paul Fox with the throw out, but decided to throw it and put it on the ground instead and kick it long, and he's under it a little bit up towards, well, Derek Prendergast, and it was Luke Clucas with a bit of a coming together. The referee says free kick. Prendergast, in fairness to him, did seem to have his eye on the ball, but I think he just trod on Clucas's heel, so a free kick to Cabinteely, and as I said, they did get their first goal from a free kick, but it was a lot closer in than this on the other side, so it was ideal for the left footer. I don't think they're going to be taking a shot on here, but if they can whip it in and get a few bodies running across the flight of the ball, that could cause David Odamosu some problems. And it's a great strike. Oh, what a save. That was Keith Dalton. Well, I said they mightn't have a shot, but I was wrong. It was a great effort from Dalton and a great save from David Odamosu. Probably just about far enough out for him to get a good look at it and get across, but it was a really great strike and a great save from Odamosu. Corner kick to Cabinteely. So as we approach the last 5 minutes of the first half, and it's been a very entertaining first half, it has to be said. It's gone over the head of Latifa at the back post, and much to Drogheda's relief, has gone out for a throw in to the home side over on the far side. Didn't actually expect Dalton to have a shot there, but as I said, with that wind that's there, certainly worth having a pop from distance, and David Odamosu did really well to turn it around for a corner. Ever present this season, Odamosu, of course, has been in really good form, and that's a well blocked effort there from Conor Kane. It's broken back again to Fox. Drogheda just managed to get it clear, but it's knocked back in again. It's a little bit overhit, I would say. Odamosu comes for it, and he had Kieran Marty Wallace for company, but he won it comfortably enough. Odamosu going to take his time with this one. So with 41 minutes and change gone, 2-1 to Drogheda United. Long kick from Odamosu in the direction of Mark Doyle. Odamosu, as I said, ever present this season, as is James Brown. They played every minute of every league game. And the other full-back tonight, as I said, Conor Kane, along with Mark Doyle, making their 100th appearances for the club. Pushing the back there, surely, on Mark Doyle, right in front of the referee. I think it's Daniel Blackburn with the foul. The referee having a word with them. But no card. And well, Cabinteely certainly won't want to be adding to their disciplinary record. They have the worst disciplinary record in the division, 22 yellow cards and 2 reds, and they picked up 5 yellow cards against Bray Wanderers on Friday, so certainly discipline is something that we want to be keeping an eye on this evening, because they're already missing 1 player through suspension this evening, and as the league ticks towards its conclusion, they don't want to be missing any key players. Jake Hyland with the free kick! And Mark Doyle had a completely free header right in the middle of the box, just between the penalty spot and the 6-yard line, all on his own, and he holds his head. Just didn't get any sort of contact on it, just sort of grazed his forehead and went wide. But that was a glorious opportunity. Any kind of a header on target there, and you feel Drogheda would have gone 3-1 up. And that's just Doyle had a little bit of fortune with the goal he got, but he didn't get any luck there with that contact. So we're still 2-1 to Drogheda. 42 minutes gone, almost 43, ticking towards half time, and I wouldn't imagine there'll be a massive amount of added time, because it has been a fairly free-flowing game. There haven't been too many stoppages. Maybe just have a minute or so. And really golden opportunity there for Drogheda to make it 3-1 just before the break, but Doyle just couldn't quite get a proper contact on it. He knows that better than anyone else. Here come Cabinteely looking to get back on level terms before the break. Headed clear by Hughie Douglas again. Hooked forward by Massey. And not clear. It's come back to Mark Doyle again, the man who had that chance a moment ago. Chris Lyons gets it. Is he going to feed Doyle? He held on to it just for a moment too long and wasn't able to find Doyle. Gone out for a throw in. Daniel Blackburn will take it over on that far side of the field. Throws it halfway inside the Drogheda United half, headed clear by Prendergast, and now it's Richie O'Farrell. He loses it, and a dangerous position again here for Drogheda United to lose the ball, but they've managed to get that one clear. And can Brandon Birmingham keep it in? Not quite. Well, he did. I actually thought it was gone out, but he got away with it. The linesman says play on. It's a great chance here. It's come across to Mark Doyle. Great save from the keeper, Jake Hyland, and he's put it wide. Oh, what an opportunity that was. And the Cabinteely defender, Jonathan Carlin, and indeed Captain Paul Fox, are having a go at the linesman. And Birmingham, in fairness to him, he kept it in with his first touch, but I thought it just ran away from and did go out. But the linesman was better placed than me, looking down along the line, and he said play on, and that almost ended in another goal for Drogheda. So they've had 2 really glorious opportunities in the last 3 minutes or so to make it 3-1. They haven't managed to capitalise on them, and they'll be hoping that they don't live to regret those. They didn't have too many chances on Friday, but the ones they got they didn't take, and it ended up costing them in the end. And Kevin Doherty and Tim Clancy will be really praying that they don't live to regret those misses. 1 minute of added time at the end of this half. And Drogheda United look like at this point in time going in 2-1 to the good. Bray Wanderers have come from behind to go 2-1 ahead against Athlone. So both of those sides, Bray and Drogheda, who are looking to go to the top of the table, doing the business so far tonight. So here's Mark Doyle as Chrissy Lyons picks himself up off the ground, feeling the effects of a challenge on him there, but he's made of tough stuff, Lyons, on the receiving end of hefty challenges week in, week out, but he rarely complains and rarely injured either, in fairness to him. He's a durable character. Thrown towards Mark Doyle. Looked like he was pushed in the back there by Daniel Blackburn. Referee didn't give it this time. And with that, blows the half-time whistle. So there we have it. A very eventful first half. Drogheda United falling behind to Paul Fox's free kick on 7 minutes. And a great free kick it was too, with that left foot of his bending it into David Odumosu's left-hand corner. But then just 3 minutes later, Jake Hyland equalised for Drogheda United, following good work from Chris Lyons and Brandon Birmingham. Hyland tapping home from close range. And then a bizarre goal from Mark Doyle to give the home side the lead. It was a great chance for Brandon Birmingham, which he probably should have scored. Mishit his attempted effort. It was hacked clear by a Cabinteely defender, but it came right off Mark Doyle, ricocheted off Doyle, looped over Corey Chambers, who had no chance with it, and into the net. 2-1 to Drogheda United. So that's how it stands. They have had a couple of great chances, notably in those last 5 minutes before the break. That header from Mark Doyle, and also great chance for Brandon Birmingham. They had those chances to make it 3-1, but didn't take them, and that might just come back to haunt them. But as it stands, Tim Clancy and Kevin Doherty, I would say, will be relatively happy. Drogheda United leading by 2-1 at the half-time break. Let's just have a quick check on the other scores in the division. It's Shamrock Rovers 0, Cove Ramblers 0. That's Shamrock Rovers 2, of course. 0-0 on that one. 0-0 also between UCD and Galway United. 2-1 to Bray Wanderers against Athlone Town. Bray Wanderers had been 1-0 down in that game, but goals from Ryan Graydon and Dylan Barnett, giving them a 2-1 lead after Adam Lennon had opened the scoring for the visitors at Athlone Town. And as I said, it's Drogheda United 2, Cabinteely 1 here at half-time. In the Premier Division, incidentally, it's Sligo Rovers leading Finn Harps in that Northwest Derby by 1-0, approaching half-time in that one as well. We'll just take a quick 10-minute interval here, get ourselves a cup of tea, and we'll be back with you for live commentary for the second half in around about 10 minutes time or so. 2-1 to Drogheda at half-time. Back with you shortly.
Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
I always say I'll go anywhere provided it's forward, and this time we have to go on from here. They had a dream, and that dream has come true tonight.
Briscoe's Megastore, Drogheda.
I always say I'll go anywhere provided it's forward, and this time we have to go on from here. They had a dream, and that dream has come true tonight.
Yes, you're welcome back to United Park for the second half of this SSE Airtricity League first division game between Cabinteely and Drogheda United. 2-1 to Drogheda United at the break. They went a goal behind early on in that first half. Paul Fox with a lovely free kick about 20 yards out and curled it into the far corner from his perspective into David Odamosu's right hand corner. But Jake Hyland equalised 3 minutes later, and then Mark Doyle with a fairly fortuitous second goal. He's standing down in front of me. I hope he can't hear me. Deflected off him and went in to the top corner of the goal. Really just looped in over Corey Chambers' head. He couldn't do anything about it, the Cabinteely goalkeeper. But Drogheda had a couple of chances to add to it. They had the chance to score a third goal early in or towards the end of that first half, but didn't take it. And here we go at the beginning of the second half now. Just about to get underway, and well, linesman running down to check the nets presumably, which is something you would have expected him to do before the game, but going to have a look at the nets behind the goal. And I'm not sure I've seen that happen midway through a game, but maybe he was asked to go down and take a look at it. But anyway, it's almost ready to get underway here, second half. And referee Neil Doyle looking at his watch. Chris Lyons will be the one to get the second half going. Drogheda leading by 2-1. The other game with goals in it at half time is the Bray Athlone game. Bray, like Drogheda, had gone 1-0 behind, but they came back to go 2-1 ahead at the break. So themselves and Drogheda both vying for top spot. Bray would need to score a few more goals to make up the goal difference, put them top. They're +6, whereas Drogheda are +10 before this game. Now Drogheda are +11, Bray are +7. Drogheda on the attack early in the second half. Chris Lyons gets a shot off, and it's gone high and wide. So a good lively start to the second half for the home side. And as I said, the other game which affects the top of the table tonight is UCD and Galway United, and UCD being held at home by Galway United, now managed by former Cork manager, of course, Don Caulfield. Here's Chris Lyons, ball bouncing around, but he manages to control it, and once again, as he has had all evening, he's got Christian Latifa for company. Mark Doyle, the man who got that second goal, but really should have scored a third before the break with that open header he had right in front of the goal. He was really disappointed not to hit the target there. Now here's Hughie Douglas. Is he going to be caught for pace here? No, he did well. Big defender. Just stepped across Keith Dalton, who had that great effort of a free kick just before half time. We shouldn't forget the chances Cabinteely had in that first half, because they had a couple of really good chances. Dalton had that free kick that was well saved by Odamosu, and before any goals were scored very early on, Vilius Labutis had a really good opportunity. First time volley, it was a difficult one for him, but he made a good effort at it, and it just went past the angle of the goal. So chances for both sides in this game. It's Drogheda who have taken more of theirs at this moment in time. They lead by 2-1. And we have just about 2 minutes gone in the second half. Here's Richie O'Farrell. Drogheda United, if you just joined us, making no changes, surprisingly enough, from the game against Cove. They've named an unchanged lineup. Cabinteely made 4 changes. Pat Devlin, the director of football, bringing in Zach O'Neill, Luke Lucas, Kieran Marty Waters and Vilius Labutis from the team that started against Bray Wanderers. Now a throw in for Drogheda United. Conor Kane to take it. Doyle is the call, but he's gone for Chris Lyons at the edge of the box again. Lyons, lovely little flick over his shoulder to Jake Hyland, and he rather curiously blasts the ball across the goal, when if he could have just taken a little bit of power off it and dropped it in around the 6-yard box, it might have caused a problem for Cabinteely. As it is, it's a throw in over on the far side of the field to the visitors, and it's James Brown who heads it back in. Derek Prendergast calls for it, and Hughie Douglas didn't really get out of his way, but between the two of them they managed to knock it forward, and it's gone out for a throw in to Drogheda United. Tim Clancy over on the far side of the field is now standing up. He spent most of the first half seated, which is unusual for him. Here's Chris Lyons shaking off the defender again. He's got a couple of players around him, but he managed to slip a ball through. Oh, well, it was Stephen Meany, who's obviously come on at half time. We didn't see the board going up, but Stephen Meany is in, and I think it's Brandon Birmingham who has made way. Birmingham had a tough battle in that first half with Jonathan Carlin, and it does seem like it's Birmingham indeed who has made way for Stephen Meany. So one change at the break for Drogheda United, and Clancy using that opportunity to get some fresh legs on. Birmingham had a lively enough first half, but maybe just feel like he's suffering the effects of 2 games in quick succession more than most of them. And now Christian Latifa is down on the ground. Just took a little bit of a heavy knock after the ball was cleared. Referee's over, ask him is he okay. He's made it tough stuff, the big defender, and up he gets. And just getting an encouraging pat in the back from his teammate, and he hobbles back into position. He's had a good game tonight, Latifa. He's kept very close eye on Chris Lyons. Here's Lyons again, picking it up on the edge of the box, as he so often does. Wins a free kick. To be honest, I thought he was on his way down there, Lyons, before the tackle came in. He looked like he maybe stumbled over the ball, but Latifa came in behind him and the referee gave the free kick. Now he's waving across one of the Cabinteely players. He's telling Jake Hyland to cool his heels a moment. Has a word with Latifa. And a stern talking to for the big defender, who was picking himself up off the ground a few moments ago following a little knock, but he's getting no sympathy from the referee there. I think he just had a few words to say after that free kick was given. Now, if Derek Prendergast has a crack at this one, I'll be very surprised, but why else would he be standing there? He might fancy his chances. Jake Hyland and Prendergast, it is going to be Prendergast, and he has a crack, gets it on target too. Big defender, and Chris Lyons was following in, but it was well held by Corey Chambers. So Prendergast, I'm not sure I've seen him strike a free kick for Drogheda from that distance before, from any distance in fact, other than inside his own half, but he had a crack there straight down the middle and the keeper held on to it well. Here's Drogheda again, Mark Hughes in possession, manages to pull away from trouble and find a lovely ball to Stephen Meany, and it's, well, it was Richie O'Farrell coming through the centre, and it's come back again to Conor Kane. His header towards Stephen Meany has gone out. Just on the injury front, Drogheda still without the services of Luke Gratzer, the substitute goalkeeper, and Luke Heaney. So other than that, and Jack Chute as well, of course, out with a knee injury. He missed the game on Friday night and he's not in the squad again tonight, so he's obviously still not 100%, but other than that, a full bill of health. And they're going to need every one of their players, Drogheda, if this promotion push is going to keep on going. They have suffered injuries in recent seasons which have hampered them a little bit, but the squad, in fairness, this year is a little bit better equipped to deal with any potential problems on the injury front, but they will still want all of their players available and firing, because we saw the value of the bench on Friday. Even though they didn't get the equaliser, it certainly livened things up when they threw on those few substitutes, and that's the sort of strength and depth you need if you're going to challenge for promotion. Here come Cabinteely again, back inside their own half. The goal scorer Paul Fox plays the ball over to his left hand side, and there's a foul there. It's Kieran Marty Waters, just a little bit frustrated I think by losing possession, and he had a bit of a wild hack at James Brown. He doesn't feel too good after that one, and he's picking himself up. Brown, he's had a few little knocks in recent games, but he's still soldiering on and he's up and about again. And a yellow card for Kieran Marty Waters. First booking of the game, I make it. It hasn't really been a nasty game. There's been lots of competitive tackling and aggression in it, but no malice or nastiness by any means from either side. It's been a very open, entertaining game. And again, as we said earlier, it's such a shame that supporters aren't allowed back in yet, but hopefully that might change in the coming weeks, who knows. But as long as the situation remains the same, we're delighted to be able to bring you live commentary here on LMFM of all these Drogheda United matches. And again, now the referee's going to have to have a word here. I think that's several fouls, and he is indeed showing a yellow card to Christian Latifa, and it's not like he hasn't had a warning. He got a stern talking to a few moments ago and didn't learn his lesson, so it's 2 more yellows for Cabinteely. We mentioned earlier how they have the worst disciplinary record in the division with, well, now 24 yellow cards and 2 reds. 5 yellow cards in the game against Bray on Friday and another 2 so far tonight. So it's certainly one aspect of their game they could do with improving on, but that's not Drogheda's concern. And the free kick has gone all the way out from a promising enough position, but come behind for the goal kick. Corey Chambers will take it. Standing out like a beacon tonight, Chambers, in his bright yellow fluorescent kit. Long kick from him. Huey Douglas and Derek Prendergast backing up. Prendergast gets his head to it. Mark Hughes helps it on a little bit. Jake Hyland into the back of Zach O'Neill. Referee gives a free kick against the Drogheda United captain. Now again, dangerous position for Cabinteely. It's going to be Keith Dalton to take it. Right footed, he looked to bend this one in around the back of the Drogheda defence. That's what he's done, but it was cleared the back post by Conor Kane and helped out of there then. And it's come to Chris Lyons. He just couldn't take it in. He was quite isolated, Lyons, even if he had managed to take that one down, but it's gone out for a throw in to Cabinteely over on the far side of the field. 2-1 to Drogheda United, 10 minutes gone in the second half at United Park. Cabinteely on the attack again. Keith Dalton only to go one way, cuts back inside, slips it through the legs of Richie O'Farrell and scooped through. Was there a handball there? It was a call, but referee says play on. It was a little flick through, and close proximity. One of the Drogheda defenders looked from here like it might have been a handball, but referee, who was much closer to it than I was, didn't. And in fairness, the appeals from Cabinteely were very short as well, more than that impassioned. I can tell you that UCD have fallen behind against Galway United up in Belfield. So again, that's another positive development from Drogheda's point of view. Another promotion rival, Enda Curran, with the goal for the Galwegians in that one. And it's played across the goal here towards, well, it's Mark Doyle who has it now. He's inside the box. He's after skipping past a couple of defenders, has a shot and puts it over. Great opportunity again from Doyle, and once again he managed to navigate his way around a few defenders and just pulled the trigger and couldn't keep it down. It was very close to being the perfect shot, but just a couple of inches too high. And once again, another Drogheda chance goes a-begging. How many more of those are they going to miss before they're made to pay for it? That's 2 really good opportunities Doyle has had, one either side of half-time, to make it 3-1. And also Brandon Birmingham before the break as well, but it's still 2-1, and Cabinteely riding their luck a little bit, but we saw it with Cove on Friday. Drogheda will give up chances occasionally, and it's a matter of whether their opponents take them or not, but they really would like to put a little bit more daylight between themselves and Cabinteely tonight, and they've had the chance to do it, but they haven't capitalised. So just still that 1-goal lead for Drogheda, 2-1. 11 minutes gone in the second half at United Park. Here's the half-time substitute, Stephen Meany. Knocked away from him, and it's all the way back David Odumosu. The Cabinteely players say he was outside the box when he caught that one. Odumosu says nothing to see here, waves his players forward, the referee says play on. So a calm response from the Drogheda United goalkeeper. Long ball in the direction of Stephen Meany, and it's beaten him. Again, the wind behind Drogheda in this second half, so that kick from Odumosu carried a long way, and it was just too much for Meany to get onto. Here he is again. James Brown slips it inside. Chris Lyons looked like he was fouled there, but he's straight back up Lyons, the rubber ball that he is. Gets away from his man, tries to play it through, it's headed clear by Latifa. Back to Stephen Meany again. He's been lively since he came on, gets his way past, and another one. That's surely a free kick. Well, and that could be a red card. It's Latifa again, I think. And I think the referee might just let him away with this. We'll have to wait and see, because I'm pretty sure it was the man who's already been booked who made that foul. And And if it's a warning for him, then it's got to be his last, but it certainly was a bookable offence. Mainly skipped past 3 or 4 challenges. And, well, that's a surprising decision by the referee if he didn't show a yellow card there for that tackle, but it looks like he isn't going to. And Meany's still down. Lovely bit of play from the Drogheda attacker. Skipped past 3 or 4 tackles and got taken down fairly unceremoniously on the edge of the box. It does give Drogheda an opportunity to have a go here. Jake Hyland with that left foot of his will fancy his chances of having a crack. And Meany is up, but I would say the Drogheda players and management would be annoyed that a card wasn't shown there. From this vantage point, and of course we're quite a distance away, but it definitely looked like a foul worthy of a yellow card, but hasn't been given. So Cabinteely keep all 11 players on the field, and Jake Hyland, with the referee getting the wall a good distance back, is going to have a go at this, I would say. There's only 3 players in the box. Hyland steps up, has a crack, and he puts it into the top corner. What a goal from Jake Hyland. Well, we've already seen one spectacular free kick in the first half. That was from Paul Fox. That one even better from Hyland. The keeper barely moved. And Drogheda finally get that third goal with just 15 minutes gone in the second half. So bang on the hour mark. Drogheda United make it 3-1. Jake Hyland with the free kick, and there's going to be a treble substitution here, I think, from Cabinteely. Kieran Marty Waters is coming off. And we'll bring you up to date on the substitutes in a moment. We're looking at I'm pretty sure number 32 went up on the board there from the 4th official. There is no number 32 listed on the Cabinteely side. So we've got Dylan Thornton coming on. We've got Vilius Labutis coming off, and we've got Kieran Marty Waters coming off, and so is Luke Clucas, and I think Robert Dunn is coming on. So Robert Dunn, Dylan Thornton are in, and I suspect Ian Casey was the other player, but we'll just have to wait and see, because number 32 definitely went up on the board there. But actually it's Shane Barnes who's come on as well, so he's the top scorer that we mentioned earlier. So Kieran Marty Waters, Luke Clucas and Vilius Labutis all off. Thornton, Dunn and Shane Barnes on for Cabinteely as they look to come back from 2 goals down now. And one of the bench, I think it's Pat Devlin, the director of football, I think has been shown a yellow card from the referee. So it's all going on now. And we did mention that disciplinary problems are the high rate of yellow cards, and the manager picking one up as well, or someone on the bench at least. I'm pretty sure it was Pat Devlin who got it. Not ideal from a Cabinteely point of view. Indeed, there is a number 32 after coming on, and my team sheet has 31 on it, so I'm assuming that that's Stephen Kinslett who's come in, but apologies for that. We can only work with the information we've been given, I'm afraid. And I suspect there was a typo when the team sheets were being printed out. I did see 32 going up on the board, so my apologies to the 4th official for questioning his skills at putting numbers in. In any case, here's Drogheda 3-1 up, and looking good at this point in time, but still plenty of time left. If Cabinteely are good enough, they've got plenty of time left, and Drogheda, as we said, do give up chances. Corner over on that far side of the field to Cabinteely. Just past the hour mark here at United Park. 3-1 to the home side. 2 goals from Jake Hyland and 1 from Mark Doyle. And certainly that free kick from Jake Hyland was worthy of any venue. And it looks like this point in time at least, it may be enough to send Drogheda to the top of the table. We'll, as I say, we're still waiting to see how the other games end up, and still plenty of time left here in this, a half an hour or so to go when you factor in added time. And it's now 2-0 to Galway against UCD. Bray Wanderers still leading by 2-1, and it's 0-0 between Shamrock Rovers 2 and Cove Ramblers. 1-1 now between Sligo Rovers and Finn Harps in the Premier Division, incidentally. 3-1 here to Drogheda United. That's all that counts from the Louth men's perspective. Hughie Douglas gets his head on that, knocks it back, and it's gone out for a throw in to Cabinteely, taken very quickly. Stephen Meany gets his chest with, knocks it back to James Brown. All he can do is poke it forward, and it's gone out for a throw in on the far side of the field. And we're going to have a substitution for Drogheda United now, and it's going to be Richie O'Farrell who makes way, and on comes James Clark, man who got that spectacular goal against Bray a few weeks ago now. In he comes, so another one of the youngsters, Richie O'Farrell, making way. He put in a good shift tonight, Richie O'Farrell, without necessarily having the best game of his life, but he's always neat and tidy in possession and always makes himself available. Lots of one-touch stuff out of him in midfield, so he makes his way up to the stand now, as is the norm. Designated seating for all the substitutes and social distancing and everything. And up he goes, and so James Clark comes in. Corner again for Cabinteely. They'll need to get something, they want to get something quickly and get themselves back into this game, and as I said, you'd never rule it out because Drogheda just have a habit of giving up chances, and it was Jonathan Carlin coming in at the back post, and he's given away a free kick. He was all over Hughie Douglas at the back post, and the referee says it was illegal, so a free kick which David Adamosu will take. And Drogheda, as we said, after that defeat against Cove on Friday, really looking to get back into things, and can't really afford to lose 2 games in a row at this stage of the season because it's such a short season. Here comes Conor Kane charging forward. Great run from him, and I read well, we'll just break off for a moment because James Clark has a go. It's saved by the keeper. Chris Lyons follows up, and there's an open goal for Mark Doyle, surely. Yes, 4-1. 4-1 to Drogheda. Doyle with his second. So 2 for Doyle, 2 for Jake Hyland, and now 4-1. Surely that's game, set and match for Drogheda United. Don't want to put the jinx on them, but you've got to be winning from this stage out. 4-1 up. They did miss those chances before half-time, as I said, and we wondered if they might regret them, but they've certainly made the most of the second half chances. And I can tell you it is indeed, just to get back to the original, or to the point on the substitute, it is Stephen Kinsella who's come on. He's wearing 32, he's listed as 31, but it's him that has come on. So it may not make any difference now. 4-1 to Drogheda, and it was a good shot from, it was James Clark who had the shot. It was the keeper who saved it. Chris Lyons followed back in. In fairness to Lyons, I think he did try to square it rather than shoot because it was a very tight angle. Rolled it across the goal line, and whether Lyons was shooting or not, it rolled all the way across. Mark Doyle came in and had a very simple finish, making it 4-1. So the inverse of the number on number 14, Doyle's back, and Drogheda now looking good and looking good value for that 4-1 lead as well. Still plenty of time to go, and we have seen leads slip away in previous seasons for Drogheda, so they definitely look like they're really gunning for it here. They're not taking the foot off the gas at all. So that now moves Drogheda on to plus 13 on goal difference. They'll be on 19 points, so they will go top as it stands from what I can see, unless Bray were to score, well, they need to score a hatful of goals to overtake Drogheda on goal difference at this stage of the season, but So for tonight at least, it looks like Drogheda may well be top of the table, but as I said, plenty of time left, and lots can change between now and the end of the game. It's going to be a free kick over on the far side of the field. Cabinteely desperate for something now. And given how tight it is at the top of the table, it could all come down to goal difference, so every goal will count, whether you win or lose. Over on the far side, towards Latifa, the linesman has put up his flag, offside. And free out to Drogheda United. 23 minutes gone in the second half. And Drogheda don't get sloppy is the message from Derek Prendergast. They want to keep this going and they want to really push home their advantage, and as I said, the goal difference is going to be so important, so they might want to take advantage of the good run that they're on in this second half and maybe try and pinch another couple of goals, but they do not want to concede any either, Drogheda, and give themselves a nervous finish. But certainly it's going so far so good for them tonight. James Clark puts in a tackle, and it's one of the substitutes, Dylan Thornton, who gets his ball, has to pass across. It's come up here to another one of the substitutes, Shane Barnes, the top scorer this season for Cabo, and James Brown gets his clearance away. And now throw in over on the far side of the field to Cabinteely. Just trying to get back into the game in some way. It's come into, well, it's hacked clear by Jake Hyland, well back inside his own box. They're helping out his defence. Mark Doyle helps it on. Chrissy Lyons gets it. Connor Kane charging forward once again, tries to go around. It's Owen Massey there, and it's Massey just a little bit too quick for him on this occasion. Knocked long again from Cabinteely. And it's cleared once again away from danger by Drogheda United, all the way back. Paul Fox back there, knocks it back to his keeper. Corey Chambers knocks a long ball, hanging up a little bit in the breeze. Jake Hyland gets his head to it, knocks it towards Mark Doyle. Latifa comes across again. And it was a concession of that free kick from Latifa. We did say he may be lucky to escape without a second yellow, but the ultimate price was paid when Jake Hyland stuck it in the top corner. So I think Drogheda would be pretty happy with the outcome of that section of the match. And Cove Ramblers have now taken the lead in Tala against Shamrock Rovers 2. So they're not out of the picture by any means either in the promotion front. They would move on to 17 points as well, so they'd be just 3 off the lead tonight if they held on to that lead. So it's bound to be a really tight, interesting finish to the season, and every win valuable, every goal valuable. There'll be plenty of twists and turns between now and the time the season ends. Just entering the second half of the season here, of course, 18 games to be played and 9 down. It's the 10th game for both sides this season. So even in the normal course of events, the top of the first division tends to be very tight, but this season even more so with fewer games. James Brown takes the throw in. Drogheda leading by 4 goals to 1 here if you just tuned in. Listening to LMFM.ie and on the LMFM app. David Sheehan bringing you commentary of this first division game tonight from United Park. Ideal conditions for football, really. A little bit of a breeze there, as I said earlier, but no rain. Wind isn't too much of a factor. And a very still evening all in all. Throw in for Cabinteely. We're going to have another substitution, and this time it's Keith Dalton who's coming off. It's our 4th change of the evening. So Keith Dalton comes off, and it's Dean Casey who comes on. So Casey in, Dalton off, as Cabinteely just tried to add a little bit more legs to their attack. James Clark keeps the ball in well there. Mark Doyle skips away. It's Drogheda who are looking the more likely at the moment. Here's Chris Lyons. He's got Jonathan Carlin beside him. Slips the ball down the line to James Clark. He does a little step over, and it's cleared by Dylan Thornton, the man who's come on a few moments ago. And it's going to be Corner kick. Jake Hyland going across to take it. And he's going to take this with his left foot as usual. So we'll swing out a little bit. He kind of cuts underneath it a little bit, heads it back towards, it's come back towards Hughie Douglas. He gets his head to it, but it's gone out harmlessly for a goal kick to Cove Ramblers. So just approaching the half-hour mark, just over 28 minutes gone in the second half, and it's Drogheda United, at the moment at least, looks like they're cruising towards the 3 points, leading by 4 goals to 1. And as we said, goals aplenty in these games. There were 18 in the last 5 games, and now we've 23 in 6, so the goals continue to fly in this fixture. You mentioned Drogheda's 5-1 win over Cabinteely in the playoff second leg last year. Well, they're 1 goal away from emulating that performance. Mark Hughes takes the free kick long and deep towards Derek Prendergast. Drogheda still pushing plenty of bodies forward. Latifa clears it. Is he going to keep it in? No, it's gone out. Throw in to Drogheda United on this near side of the pitch. And it's Kane looking for his options. Jake Hyland comes short from, as does James Clark. Again, it's into Chris Lyons, and they have an unfortunate knack of throwing the ball to Chris Lyons in such a way that it just bounces in front of him and often causes him problems. Either goes over his head or bounces up around his neck where he has to try and control it. So not ideal, but he'll keep going, Lyons. Now throw in for Cabinteely. And it was Robert Dunn who came to head it, and it's come back all the way across to James Brown. He heads it up in the air, and nice touch there from Stephen Meany. Just got away from a little bit. Good defending from Paul Fox. And his free kick that gave Cabinteely the lead seems like a long time ago now. 7 minutes in. And what a free kick it was. But Jake Hyland putting his own entry in for goal of the game with that free kick in the second half. Now here's Chrissy Lyons. Gets away from his man again. And this time around, Paul Fox comes back for seconds and gets it this time around, but he concedes the corner. Cabinteely captain. And it's going to be Hyland again. I would expect to take this with his left foot, so he's going to curl it in. Bang on the half-hour mark now. And Drogheda looking very good at this point in time for all 3 points. And as I said, well, Bray Wanderers have gone 3-1 up now against Athlone Town. And as the corner comes in, well, so Bray Wanderers now will be on to plus 8 goals. But as I said, Drogheda will be plus 13, and they will be top of the table as it stands tonight. If they continue on as they are, if it stays this way, they will be top this evening. They had the opportunity to go top on Friday, but it didn't work out for them. But they're going to make that wrong right tonight. Here's Mark Doyle again. Connor Kane just puts his boot through it straight down the line. And well, the linesman said the ball had gone out, so it's going to be throw in to Cabinteely. And it's going to be number 15 to take it. That's Owen Massey. Down in front of us here. It's near side of the pitch. Looking for some options. All the Drogheda players tight to their men. Comes back to James Clark. Nice touch from him. Well, does well, lays it back. Referee gives a free kick for a shirt pull on the youngster. And here's another change. And it's going to be Chris Lyons who makes way. And Jordan Adiemo comes on. Another one of the promising youngsters for Drogheda United. Adiemo. And he'll certainly be a pacey presence for Cabinteely to keep an eye on. And indeed, they're making 2 changes. It's going to be, actually no, it is just the one. It's just Jordan Adiemo coming in, number 20. So Drogheda made a raft of changes on Fridays to chase the game. Not in such need this evening, but they still want to give players a rest. Chris Lyons probably needs a rest more than most. Knocks it long towards Stephen Meany. Adiemo straight away involved, and he gets it off Jonathan Carlin, gets past his man, and it's a free kick, I think the referee's given, and he's showing a yellow card to Jonathan Carlin for a jersey pull, I think, on Jordan Adiemo. And again, when you see the free or yellow card awarded for that and the yellow card not given for the foul earlier on Stephen Meany, you do wonder sometimes where the consistency is with referees. But in any case, you can just see the stiffness of the breeze now getting up again, judging from the linesman's flag over on the far side of the field. Here comes Jake Hyland, right on the edge of the box, very close to being a penalty there, but it was just outside. So here's Jake Hyland, he's going to whip it in, I would say. A few runners, Mark Doyle goes short, then doubles back, comes again. Hyland plays it back towards the penalty spot. It's come across here to Derek Prendergast. Adiemo has a swing at it. And well, referee gives corner. Scrappy enough period of play there, but corner kick to Drogheda United. They lead by 4-1 if you just joined us, with just over 10 minutes of normal time to go. 2 goals from Jake Hyland, 2 goals from Mark Doyle. And here's corner again. Come back to the edge of the box towards Mark Hughes, but it's cleared, and James Brown is scampering back. He's got Robert Dunn beside him, but he gets there first, the Drogheda man. James Clark, lovely little flick around the corner. Jordan Adiemo has it now. Nice bit of skill from him. Long, lanky presence of Adiemo, plays a lovely ball across here. It's good play from him, good hold up play and good recycling. Back to Conor Kane. Mark Doyle comes in, just gets in there in front of his man. It's well kept in by the Cabinteely man, but Conor Kane nicks it back. Great play from him, and he was just, well, Stephen Meany was in behind. If Kane could have just gotten it through to him, but can't fault him for that. It was a good bit of play from Kane in the first place. Throw in taken, and it's up here towards Shane Barnes. Skips away from Derek Prendergast. Nice bit of play from him, and a lovely little turn from Stephen Kinsler. Just tried to flick it around Conor Kane, and Kane just managed to obstruct him enough. Kinsler wasn't happy with the linesman there. He felt he was impeded, but wasn't given. And maybe just as we get towards the closing stages of the game, Cabinteely's frustration growing a little bit. They just haven't been at it tonight, and they've been made to pay for a few mistakes. Drogheda taking their chances tonight, which they didn't do on Friday, albeit they didn't play as well as they have done this evening, but they've taken any of the chances that have come their way this evening, and even left it. They've certainly taken more of them, but they've left a few behind as well. But they can certainly be very happy with the 4 goals that they've had so far. I did say before the break that they went in half-time leading by 2-1 and had left a couple of chances behind them just before the break, but certainly made up for that at the beginning of the second half. Here's Mark Doyle, 2 goals to his name tonight. He's looking for a hat-trick. Is he going to get it? He's away from a couple of defenders, but good play from Latifa. And if he'd gotten away from Christian Latifa there, Mark Doyle, he was clean through and would have been looking good for his 3rd goal of the day and the match ball. Jake Hyland, of course, also on 2 goals, so there'll be a bit of competition between those 2 lads to see if they can get the hat-trick. Here's Hughie Douglas, knocks a long ball through towards Adiemo, but just a little bit too much pace on that one, and Corey Chambers gathers it in. Now is Dylan Thornton in possession. Stephen Kinsler gets away from Conor Kane again. He's a tricky little customer, Kinsler, and he's surrounded by 2 or 3 Drogheda players. Mark Hughes in the end body checks him and he wins the free kick. Free kick, well, not taken from the right place, but the referee says go on. Crossed in, Adiemo, or rather Adamuso, comes out and gathers it. And calms things down a little bit. So Drogheda leading by 4-1. We're entering the last 7 minutes of the game. Galway United now 3-0 up against UCD. UCD have been in such fine goal scoring form. 8-0, remember they won on Friday, but they're on the receiving end tonight. That's not a result that many people would have predicted, I suspect, but Galway sitting 3rd from bottom. It's a valuable win for them. No relegation, of course, from the 1st division, but they won't want to be in or around the bottom of the table either. Proud football tradition down in Galway, of course. Now here's Cabinteely trying to restore some pride of their own here. Free kick over on the far side of the field. James Clark, a one-man wall. It's whipped in towards the near post. It's Hughie Douglas gets his head to it. Come back towards Clark. He helps it on towards Adiemo. Tim Clancy giving some instructions to Jordan Adiemo, who was maybe back on his heels a little bit there when that ball came to him. Maybe should have been anticipating it, but here come Drogheda again. They could potentially score a fifth on the break here because Cabinteely are pushing a lot of bodies forward. Paul Fox, he came in with a strong challenge on Mark Doyle, and Doyle had a few words to say to Fox as he walked past him. Referee has a quick word with Fox. He's not going to show him a card. Another change for Drogheda United, and it is Mark Doyle, so his chances of getting a hat-trick are gone. Off he comes, and on comes Adam Wickstead. Getting some more game time, Wickstead, after a season that was fractured by injuries last season, and had a little groin strain that he's just back from as well, so he'll be keen to get some minutes under his belt as the season moves into its second half and gets towards the business end. He'll be looking to be in and around the starting 11 because he's certainly a valuable addition to Drogheda's striking options and attacking options. Wickstead. Adiemo made a run there. It was well cleared by Latif again. Last ditch stretching clearance from him. He's had a good game. He's given away, as I said, a few free kicks, Latifa, but he's and maybe ridden his luck a small bit in terms of a second yellow, but he's been a very physical, commanding presence there at the back for Cabinteely, and they've been a busy defence tonight. Hack clear there. And it's come across here to Conor Kane. Here's Adam Wickstead's first touch. Tries to help it down the line. It's come back for a throw in, and it's Conor Kane again. Wickstead. Hyland. Little ball around the corner. Another little ball around the corner from James Clark. Just a little bit too cute there, and well played from Zach O'Neill. He comes away with it, and he slides into Mark Hughes, but the ball is broken for Stephen Kinslett down this right hand side. He loses his footing as well. Looking to take on Conor Kane, pulls it back to the edge of the box. The shot comes in. Well, it was Dylan Thornton who cracked the shot there, and Derek Prendergast came out to block it down. He might have a bit of a sore one there after the game, a stinger, but he's well used to that and he's well able to handle it. Cross comes in again. Again, Drogheda just want to see out this little period of pressure and not concede. They'll want to build that goal difference as much as they can, because as we said, it could be crucial in the final analysis. Jordan Adiemo sets off on a run, but good play from Owen Massey. Plays it back to his goalkeeper Corey Chambers. Now waves everybody forward, and Cabinteely really just trying to get some sort of consolation at this point in time. And it's Adam Wickstead, just ran past him from Jake Hyland. Stephen Kinslett plays the ball down the line. And Shane Barnes gets the cross in, and it's come back across here, and it's gone wide. Well, what an opportunity that was. And it was Robert Dunn. Adamosu was completely stranded. Ball bounced into the ground and just went past the post, Adamosu's left-hand post. So real opportunity there for Cabinteely to get one back. You would imagine it's not going to it wouldn't make a huge amount of difference in the final analysis. Drogheda are going to win this game, but it would have been possibly a valuable goal in the final analysis of the season, but it's not to be for Cabinteely tonight. Gone wide, but just again a sign of Drogheda's liability to concede goals like that sometimes. And it's a free kick again in the midfield to Drogheda United. Neil Doyle. And it's going to be Jake Hyland once again. Generally the man on free kick duties. Bang on the halfway line, Hyland. Maybe just a few inches inside the Cabinteely half. Knocks it up towards the edge of the box. Come back to Adam Wickstead on the edge of the box, and well, it was a good challenge there. Adam Wickstead was just lining up for a brief moment, a shot, but he was tackled and closed down very quickly by Dylan Thornton, I think it was, in with a strong challenge. And again, Going to be, flag went up, it's going to be a free kick to David Odumosu. Well inside his own half. As we tick into the last 3 minutes of normal time. And it's been a very satisfactory evening for Drogheda United. It was a game that some people said was a must win. I don't think it was quite that at this stage of the season, but every win counts. And there's Jordan Adiemu trying to put a bit of pressure on Jonathan Carlin, but the Cabinteely defender held him off. And it's going to be Corey Chambers to take the kick. Taking into the closing stages now. Drogheda United, as I said, those 2 goals from Jake Hyland and 2 from Mark Doyle. They had gone behind to that Paul Fox free kick on 7 minutes, but equalised a few minutes later and never really looked back after that. Here's Adam Wickstead, lays it back to Adiemu on the edge of the box. Maybe Adam Wickstead could have carried that on himself there. There was a gap in front of him. Adiemu still has it though. Back to Wickstead again, very tight in the edge of the box. He does well to find Conor Kane on this near side of the field. He gets his cross in, and it's 5. It is 5. It's Stephen Meany with a header back post. Beautiful bit of play from Adam Wickstead. Just kept possession on the edge of the box, fed it out to Conor Kane. He got his cross in. A lovely floated cross to the back post, and in comes Stephen Meany to make it 5-1 to Drogheda United, and they are going to be top of the table tonight. With just a minute to go of normal time, Stephen Meany, the substitute at half time, came on for Brandon Birmingham, and they are sailing towards the top of the table now. Drogheda 20 points plus 14 goal difference. And well, it was 5-1 here last year in the playoff second leg. I said they were a goal away from repeating that. Well, they've done it now, and maybe they're looking for a 6th. Here's James Clark, plays it through to Adiemu, cleared again by Latifa, and away comes Stephen Kinsella with the ball. He's got Mark Hughes for company, he's got Conor Kane beside him, and across comes Derek Prendergast. Just tried to chip it up for himself, but the greasy surface meant it went out for a throw in. Here's Stephen Kinsella again. Hooks it over, and again it's Zach O'Neill in possession. Tries to get his cross in, cleared by Jake Hyland with that left foot of his, and it's all the way back again to Jonathan Carlin. Cabinteely must be wondering how they find themselves in this position again. 5-1 down, and really the wheels have come off, all 4 of them in the last 3 league matches for the Cabinteely men. We'll have 3 minutes of added time here, but it really has been a terrible run of form for them, losing 3-0 at home to UCD a couple of weeks ago, then 2-0 in the cup against Bows. You wouldn't mind that too much, and then 3-0 to Bray on Friday, and now 5-1 here. So it really is turning into a bit of a crisis for Cabinteely. Whatever has gone wrong for them, the form has deserted them in the last few games. And Drogheda, after a very lacklustre performance against Cove on Friday, I'm sure Tim Clancy was very irate after that game. They just didn't really get into it at all. It was very subdued, which isn't like them, but they've certainly come back. We said he picked the same 11 tonight. Sometimes managers do that to give players the opportunity to go out and make amends and prove the manager wrong in terms of not changing the team around, but well, there was a chance there for Stephen Meany. He was looking to get a second of the evening, but couldn't quite control it. But certainly, if the intention from Tim Clancy was to let his players go out and prove themselves, they've certainly done it tonight in spades. David Odumosu, an unfortunate collision there. I don't think there was any malice in it from the Cabinteely attacker, but he's going to get a yellow card nonetheless. It's Shane Barnes. Just went in with his leg and took the legs from under Odumosu, but I think the goalkeeper will be okay. Certainly the physio's in no hurry to come on and attend to him, so he's going to have to get up and get on with it, and he does indeed. So with almost 3 minutes gone now, Cove Ramblers leading by a goal to nil against Shamrock Rovers 2. Galway United 3-0 up against UCD. Bray 3-1 up against Athlone. Drogheda 5-1 up here against Cabinteely, and with only seconds remaining, Drogheda will be top of the table tonight. We can say that for certain now. They move on to 20 points. And there goes the full-time whistle. So Drogheda do indeed go top of the table. A very convincing 5-1 win here against Cabinteely. They led by 2-1 at half-time. Goals from Jake Hyland and Mark Doyle, and then bang on the hour mark, a spectacular free kick from Jake Hyland into the top corner made it 3-1. Doyle made it 4-1 on 65 minutes, and then just a minute from time on 89 minutes, Stephen Meany got in the end of Conor Kane's cross to the back post, nodded at home for the 5th of the day. So a repeat of that 5-1 result from last year's playoff here at United Park, and a very satisfactory evening's work for Drogheda United. They go top of the First Division just as we approach the second half, the beginning of the second half of the season, so plenty of time left to go in the season yet, but Tim Clancy and Kevin Doherty will certainly be delighted with tonight's performance, in stark contrast, I suppose, to Friday night's game when they really didn't perform at all. Pat Devlin's out having a word with the referee, and Tim Clancy goes over and gives Neil Doyle a pat on the back, as does Kevin Doherty. Pat Devlin isn't happy with something, clearly, but he certainly won't be happy with the performance and the result tonight. 5-1 to Drogheda United here. They go top of the table, and their next game, well, they are away to Longford on Saturday. That'll be a different proposition, certainly, but for tonight at least, they can enjoy the result and enjoy being top of the table. That's just about it for myself, David Sheehan, tonight on LMFM.ie and the Drogheda United YouTube feed. We do hope you've enjoyed our coverage wherever you're listening to in the world, and we'll be back again very shortly. Again, we'll be back with more Drogheda United coverage for you. Take it very easy. Have yourselves a very good night.
Briscoe's Megastore, Drogheda.